All right, YouTube. It's been a very long time since I've done one of these, but I was reminded today by a good friend in the hobby, Ed Wesker Griff, that it's about time for a Phil's fan video, and I agree. It's been a long time, and I also went to the Philly show today, and that's where I saw Ed, and I have some awesomeness to share. So, there was a good reason for a Phil's fan video. So, it's good to be back. It's good to be back collecting. It's good to be back going to shows. I haven't been to the Philly show in like 2 years. Last year obviously because of COVID or whatever, and then earlier the spring show I couldn't make it. But I have some really cool stuff to share. I kind of purchased out of the box, and my normal. I did my normal stuff. My inexpensive vintage kind of look. Like I like old baseball. The look, the great players, stuff like that. That's what I collect. Not so much vintage cards, so to speak, but anyway, let me show you. And also I also picked up something. So there's an artist. I'm going to show. Probably the last thing that I show. There's a famous artist in he does different sports art. James Fiorentino. He does sometimes the covers of the SMR, the Sports Market Report magazines. But he has his own artwork, and it's amazing. I've been a fan of his work for a few years, and I follow him on Instagram. So when earlier I had heard that he had did one of these. Some of his artwork was where he reproduced some of the more famous sports cards, like the Mike Trout rookie, the 52 and the 53 Mantle, the Willie Mays card, then something else, I forget. So anyhow, and I got to see him, got to meet with him, got to chat with him, and I picked up a print. You know what? That's going to be the first thing I show. So it's and he sided. Oh, jeez. So I'm not sure if you can. Let me flip. It's probably better if I do this. And that didn't work. Okay, so let's. Okay, so this is Shoeless Joe Jackson. It's a print. It's numbered 20 out of 100. It's signed by Mr. Fiorentino. And he also threw in a bunch of stuff. So there's a Jackie Robinson print that he had done, and this is an artwork that he had done of Jackie's first hit when Jackie was with the Montreal team, but playing in Newark. So, and there's some of cool items. He threw in a bunch of stuff. So let me pull it out. Like he And I know a lot of you guys that do TTMs have gotten her signature before, but oh, geez, Louise. So he's got like a Babe Ruth card, and here's his the art of James Fiorentino. But this is a card that he did. He's got like a Derek Jeter postcard. He signed it for me. The Mike Trout. This is all artwork that he's done. So this is a Babe Ruth litho that he had done that was signed by Linda Ruth Tassetti, Babe's granddaughter. So pretty cool. He was an amazing guy. It was great talking to him. I love that he threw in all this stuff. This is something, I spend a little bit more than what I would normally spend at one of these shows, but it was totally worth it because I'm such a big fan of his artwork. I just, loved the print. I thought this print was awesome. And I'm really excited to own it. And I got a picture taken with him. So let me show you a few other things. So, I'm a big Clemente fan. And I picked up this cool t-shirt. It's very soft. You kind of can see through it. So here's the Roberto shirt. So I finally have a Roberto Clemente kind of jersey style t-shirt. Let me throw that to the side. Now this is a bobblehead that the Phillies were supposed to, I think, give out last year. Limited edition bobblehead, 1980 World Series of Dallas Green. So, and I'm going to unbox this at the request of Wesker Griff. Ed, thank you. Oh, this actually is a really cool one. This is a bobble that I had wanted, but I wasn't able to head down to a game this year early on when they were had grab bags and they were selling them. So that's what it looks like. There's the Dallas Green bobble. So that'll be an awesome addition to my collection. So set this to the side, otherwise this video is going to be way long. So now I've never been to one of these games, but the Reading Phillies, a local minor league team that I'm a big fan of, and I went to a bunch of their games this year, which I'm wearing the hat. You know, this is the classic R. Phil's train logo. They have a Harley Davidson night, and this is from the 2018. This was, you know, one of the giveaway hats, and I paid $5 for it, you know, but I've never been to one of these games. But the hats are always really, really cool. So they're sponsored by Classic Harley Davidson in Reading, and it's like almost like a flannel look. It was just like a really nice hat that year. So I was looking through them when one of the vendors had, and there's the underbrim. Had them, and I was like, you know, I picked out my favorite one, and that's definitely a really, really cool hat. Great addition to my collection. So, all right, so the only autograph, well, there's two autographs that I had gotten today. Mitch Wildman Williams on a 8x10 that I've had for many years. You know, I found it. And also, former Negro League ball player Pedro Sierra was there, and I bought the card, which was one of the things I think from the Wilmington Blue Rocks, because I have a Judy Johnson card similar to this, and he signed it in gold for me. Very, very nice guy. I'm glad I finally got to get something signed by him. And I just love these. So a lot of the auction companies are there. And sometimes their cards or their, you know, I forget what you call it, like marketing stuff is usually pretty cool. So I picked this up because it has like that Hey Kids, you know, like that kind of like that 50s advertising look to it, and it has like this really cool picture of, you know, this painting of Mickey Mantle. So I picked that up. You know, that was just a giveaway item, obviously, because it's a marketing thing for the team. I got like a bunch of cards from a friend of mine. This is another thing I picked up. I think they were called the Bullpen. They were a card company in New York, I believe, and they had some buttons out on the table. And I just like that blue with the B and the home plate logo. So let me share some of these. I picked up a boatload of cards. So to fill my Hall of Fame classic look. And some of these, let me get to them. So here's the ones that I just really, really, really fell in love with. So there was a boatload of these. They kind of look like the old play ball cards, I think from like the 40s or the 30s. I forget when they're. And just look at the look of these cards. They're like a perfect square, like almost like I would say like a 2.5-inch square. And I just can't wait to like throw these in a like a frame of some sort. Like this is just going to be epic to display. Now, like I said, now obviously these are not original. These are reprints that Upper Deck did. But these were $1 each. And look how beautiful they are. They're just amazing cards. There's a few more. I think I might have. There's a couple more of those. I swear these cards are like rabbits. They must reproduce. Like I know I picked up a bunch of them, but there's a Duke Snider. There's a cool Steve Garvey card that I just had to have. There's a Pee Wee Reese to add to my Brooklyn collection. There's Whitey. Preacher Row. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Johnny Padres. I saw Preacher Row card, but there's Duke Snider, but he's got the LA hat. Ernie Banks. There's a couple more. Picked up these like World Series hero cards, which I thought were really cool. The only kind of like unfortunate thing, Johnny Bench was one of my favorite players, but these three are like black and white, and this one's colors, so it's a little weird if I try to display them. So I think that might be it. Oh, and one last thing that I picked up from the same vendor was one of those. I'm not sure if it was Donruss, but it's a Ted Williams puzzle set. You know, that I paid like $2 for. So great day at the Philly show. Wonderful seeing friends in the hobby again. It's good to be back on YouTube. Sorry if this video looked a little weird. The lighting in here is a little weird. Time of day, I'm also kind of had to sit on the floor just so that the lighting would be a little bit better. All right, but thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll be back soon. Alrighty, have a great day.